Hello, beautiful souls. This is Nikita Bhargav, and I welcome you to my live stream. I wish you a very happy full moon, and this full moon is very significant for all divine soul connections. You can, whatever the labels you might want to follow. It is 29th, which adds up to an 11. I am not sure if I'm streaming yet. Um, Hello. My screen seems to have been paused. Hi. My camera seems to be working again. I was trying to figure out what had paused it. All right, so welcome everybody. This is Nikita Bhargav, and I welcome all new subscribers. I thank those who have been my regular followers, and thank you for all your comments and questions. Today is a full moon, and it is in Sagittarius. The date is 29th, which adds up to an 11. 2018 also adds up to an 11, so it makes it very significant for all divine connections, especially twin flames, those who resonate with the tag of twin flames. So let's get started. There are a lot of interesting topics I want to cover, and to start with, I was just talking, and hi Vibha, thank you so much for all your comments and questions, and I will definitely be answering some of the questions you have been asking. uh, I am always lost these days with dates and times, like I've said, so a day ahead. But you will at least get to know all the updates, what to do tomorrow. Sorry. And I can't seem to get rid of something that is on my screen, and I'm trying very hard. Um, oh, it's gone. Okay. So, where was that? We are going to be earlier in. Hi, Ravisha, welcome. No, this losing of time acceleration, suddenly you realize that, oh my god, it's already been 4 hours, or like, one day is feeling the equivalent of, say, 6 hours, 5 hours, something like that. And you're not sure of the date or the date till you actually check for some reason, so and it's not just if you're busy, if you're having a great time, if you're busy and the days are whizzing past, you understand that. But even if for those who are in high vibration, and they are still finding, even if they're not busy, they're not feeling bored, they're not feeling that oh, the time is passing so slowly. It's like every day seems to be coming and going very very fast, in some things you're becoming very efficient, in some things, things are moving really fast. So coming back to what I was trying to say, a few decades ago, people would have been just happy with finding someone from one of their past lives and say, "Pichle janam ka pyar mil gaya," and they would be very happy. And then it became about janmo janmo ka pyar, love of from many lives and across many lifetimes. And now we want the love from the original life, the twin flame. And I was like, oh my god, I don't know what's it after this. It's like, is there going to be something else after this too? Because it seems to be we are constantly progressing. The thing that I kind of, I'll have to make a rough sketch for it. But what I was just again talking, and I was hang on, my camera shifted. If we have a circle and we consider that as someone we are in a circle, karmic circle with, we have a little give and take. They could be our best friends, they could be our teachers, they could be our relative, family, okay, but they could also be our spouse, they could be a romantic interest, but we have a singular thing to complete with them that becomes like a ek janam ka pyar. For example, this is our janmo janmo ka pyar, who now we are addressing as karmics, where there's a lot of not just give and take pending, there's a lot of criticism. They can be narcissistic, they can be very draining of your energies, they can be they really give blows to your self-esteem, they make you feel unworthy, they make you question whether you deserve good or you deserve love, whether you are they make you kind of feel you're not good enough. A lot of them, not all. Some karmics are wonderful, some karmics are there just to balance out the give and take, right? And then we have an outermost ring, which I would call is the twin flame lives with each other. Those are represented by the smaller dots. And then because of the horrible things which I've spoken about in my narrative of the stories, the romantic stories, how sometimes you both died, sometimes you watched something horrible happen to the person you loved because you fell in love, sometimes you were belonging to warring families or warring nations, or of religions that were not supposed to marry each other, or there was the class difference of rich and poor, or there was you were, whatever the reasons, you were not supposed to come together, and then it led to a lot of pain being caused, which you blamed somewhere yourself, that if I had not fallen in love with so and so, this might have not happened, which was supposed to happen, otherwise it wouldn't have. But those tragedies happened, and we have kind of from the original life, supposing this is the original life, we got separated here, right? We went in our own opposite directions to get our own separate experiences, and because of which we are not as familiar to each other as the karmics are, because with karmics you have reincarnated several times over, you've gotten into a loop of pattern, they feel very comfortable even if you're not happy there. So what happens with in the outermost ring is now you have to come together with the one person you have been now running away from for a very long time, and whenever you have kind of come together, terrible things seems to have happened. So this is and I'm not trying to upset anybody by saying this, but this is another karmic cycle in a larger sense, right? Karma, if you were to understand as balance, as an account book, as a book of consequences, of bringing to closure. Now in this lifetime, for XYZ reasons, we are having to complete many circles that we have opened, left incomplete. So some we had very little to complete, so they came and went in small spans of time, as maybe a crush, as a your first love, it could be a friend, or it could be a colleague, it could be a relative, you helped them out, did whatever, and they left your life after that. And that was the small completions that took place in this lifetime. And hence there are a lot of people who have had short but very intense several relationships, and then they started losing hope that this keeps happening to me, and this is a repetitive pattern for me, and I never seem to get success in love. But they were supposed to tie up the loose ends, bring to closure those storylines, right? But now what is happening is one or both of the twin flames, with the karmic, they are so comfortable. Even comfortable is a I'm not saying happy comfortable, I'm saying it's known. It is a comfortable nook. It is about the comfort zone. If you're trying to, instead of being challenged in a certain way, even the fights are in a certain predictable manner, you know how, what to say, what to do, and it is resolved. It is very predictable, it is set into a routine. But with the twin flames, everything surfaces and you have to deal with it on your own. So they keep jumping back. The minute the triggers happen, a lot of the twin flames just go running back into their karmic cycles with their karmic partners. Okay, but if you look at it, we ourselves are trying to complete our individual twin flame journey with our divine masculine or feminine, so that we can actually get a full and final closure. I do believe once we do manage to reach there will be the time when we'll be given a genuine option. What do we want to do? Do we want to be alone? Do we want to be in union? Do we want to be in union with someone else? uh, do we want to stay on earth? Do we want to go to become spirit guides? Do we want to go to another planet or galaxy? Whatever options are there, will obviously be revealed things once our soul is ready to first of all digest, accept, acknowledge that those things are even possible. But it will only happen once we finish this story. Okay, which leads me to the second point, that this is very strange, but something that I had gone through, I think in February this year, where I was like, okay, you know what, I have done it all, I've given time, I have been patient, I've been understanding, and this, that, and this person doesn't seem to, even want to make an effort in the sense of time, or even how hard is it to text somebody and stuff like that was happening. And I immediately realized that that is the ego mind, but I'll come to that. um, the interesting thing that happened is yesterday, I not yesterday, this early morning, I was not being able to sleep, so I was just scrolling on my YouTube, and I came across someone, and they have very honestly and so vulnerably they have opened their heart out to their followers. And she was talking about how she is fed up and now he has to make the effort, and she's done everything she could. And you could feel her heart ache, and me being an empath, I could literally feel her pain, and I could hear the tears that she was suppressing, and how hurt she was feeling and the pain. But what I realized is what I went through perhaps in February, someone else must have gone through it last year. But now a lot of them are going through it now, which is why I keep saying that if you could check on my previous videos, that's why I don't put any time, date, predictions, is because everyone is on a different timeline, but the things that are happening are pretty identical, even to the use of words. um, she used the example of a crumpled paper that she feels like he just chucked me and my feelings away. And the words I probably used was that I deserve more is something that every divine feminine seems to be saying right now, that I deserve more, I don't want to put up with this. And it's very true. This, I wish I could say it in somehow, make my words bold and italics and say this, because I don't know how to underline this while I'm speaking. If it was an article, I would have bold, italicized, underlined everything, these next words. Just because somebody you think is your twin flame does not mean you need to compromise on your self-respect. You do not need to take, pardon my French, shit, crap, nonsense from them. If you, whatever you have to learn, whether to let go of your ego, your control issues, your wanting them to behave in a certain way, that you have to do very honestly, very ruthlessly. But that is not an excuse for someone else to not treat you properly. Sure, Ravisha. I will try to cover how to deal with narcissist people too. It's very strange, Ravisha, but everything you talk to me or ask me as questions, those are online workshops which I conduct on WhatsApp. It's very strange. You asked me to speak about affirmations, which I'll do briefly, but that is yet another one of the topics that I have covered in my online workshop called Spiritual Toolbox. I'm so in tune with you, or you are so much in tune with me. It's amazing. Love, love, heart, heart. um, so, with your who, be it your karmic, your soulmate, your twin flame, whatever the tag, new tag that will come up, it is yes, we all deserve the best. We cannot demand it. We cannot demand respect either. We all deserve respect. Nobody needs to earn it. But what I'm trying to say is, if you feel you're not being treated in a kind, compassionate, just manner, if you have been requesting, please can we spend some time together, I need to discuss something. If someone is outright hurting you, be it your emotions, be it your self-esteem, be it physically, okay, you need to walk away. If they value you, they're going to work on themselves, find a way to not just change their outward behavior, but change themselves from inside. If they're not willing to do that for you, there is no reason, no label that should make you stay in a false hope, in a false bubble that, oh, they will come around. You want to give them a few chances, sure, that's up to you. But when you feel that, okay, I have really done and this is enough, I can't take this treatment anymore, please understand, if you cannot treat yourself right, if you're not going to give yourself respect, you're not teaching others how to treat you well. You have to be the first one to treat yourself right. If you keep putting everything of your need on the last of the list, for example, you are feeling tired, you want to take a nap, but your friend calls and it's not an emergency or something, it is more of she just wants to gossip. And if you're not able to say, listen, I'm really tired, I'll call you after my nap, and if she doesn't understand that you might be really tired, maybe you didn't sleep at night, maybe you, whatever your reason is, you don't need to give it. Your self care needs to come first. Okay, there are times when somebody is in dire need, they will text you, they will say, listen, it's important, it's urgent. Even when I am in my vow of, it's not a silence per se, but yes, I last couple of months I have not been meeting people, communicating. I'm not on Facebook since 6 months. I have not been on WhatsApp for, I think, 2.5 months, because you have to protect your energies. When you're going through a transition, and each dimension, when you're crossing over to the next dimension, there comes a time when you need to be in complete isolation. Yes, if your divine masculine is a 3D person and they're very much in the ego, they will be used to bullying others. They'll be used to being diplomatic, and they will be used to manipulating, be it with coming and giving you flowers or gift and saying chalna chhodna ho gaya na, those kind of dialogues. Abhi jane do, ab chillate hi rahogi kya, they'll kind of cajole you, but they will not give you any concrete answer or clarity. Okay, so a lot of the divine feminines in the last few months, I have noticed, have slowly moved away because they realize they cannot put up with getting zero returns. Okay, that brings me to the thing that you need to put a value on everything, everybody. Okay, what do I mean by that? If you are investing certain amount of time, value, effort in anything, if the returns are not at least breaking even or more, then you need to rethink what you're willing to put in. Okay, now the thing comes, the dicey part. You should only put in that much which you're okay if you don't get anything in return. Okay, for example, my videos, I'm not getting donations. I've never asked for donations. I've not asked for anyone to send me energy exchange and things like that. So if people start expecting more and it's not comfortable with me, it is not something I feel guided to, I will just politely say no, and I don't owe them any explanation, right? They can request me, but instead of requesting, if someone kind of orders me, I'm always like, really? And I'm a Leo, so I don't put up with a lot of nonsense. So it's like somebody said, on my WhatsApp group, I need this. So I sent, need question mark, and she said, yes, I'm going through so much and I need this. And I was like, too bad, why should, if she had said, please, would you, uh, or I'd be happy to offer you energy exchange, could you do this for me please, or whatever. This, I'm talking about a decorum, a politeness, a certain sense of, not, we are not here to kind of cater to everybody, right? We are here trying to share our experience so that it might help others who might also be going through that or something similar. So, when you are going through something, you need to check if it is coming from your ego. Now, there are 3 videos I made on ego, and they have the least amount of viewership. You know why? Because no one wants to listen and check within themselves. So, how should you quickly check what you're saying? Is it coming from the ego? That's why I encourage, please write, be it on your comments, be it in your diary, or when you're talking to, say, your friend, or make an audio about what you're experiencing. Listen to the words. If there are too many I's, but I've done everything I could, I can't put up with this, I deserve more. When the emphasis is a lot on the I, it's your ego. If you're okay, to put it simply, what is ego? Anything that you are identifying or valuing which is on the outside of you. Anything, okay? Even your name, it is given to you from the outside. Your soul essentially is not like, my name is Nikita, but my soul's name is not Nikita, and I'm a small part of my soul. My soul is a small part of my soul family. My soul family is a small part of the larger galactic family, and then so on and so forth till we actually merge with God. So, your identity, your gender, your nationality, your religion, I'm somebody's spouse, I'm somebody's daughter, this is my job title, this is the amount of money I make, this is what people think of me, all of this is ego. Okay, so when you say, he did this and that's why I'm in pain, no. Remove first of all the blame and ask yourself, why am I in pain? Because he did this. No. Because I am feeling question mark. I'm feeling unloved, I'm feeling ignored, I'm feeling abandoned, I'm feeling I don't mean anything to him, he does not value me, etc. I am feeling. Take the responsibility back for what you're feeling. Okay, so when you say that I don't know what else, and now I have done enough and I can't do any more and I don't want to wait. First of all, when you're saying I don't want to wait, you're thinking that you can force the outcome or you can force the ending before, while you're in the middle of your story. If this was a film, yes. 1 second, Ravisha, I will just answer this. So right now, wherever you are at in your story, with your twin flame, in your life, in your career, it is still a story. Okay, but every time we project our thoughts and assume that is what others are thinking about me, that is what my divine masculine is thinking about me, that is what my parents are thinking about me, that is what my colleagues are thinking about me. They may be, they might not be. The point is, you are thinking it. If you don't think it, okay, if somebody really believes, and I'm not saying on the superficial level, from inside they really believe they're very beautiful, and someone comes and says something, some kind of comment about them, They will not feel bad. I have always said people who are sensitive to comments from others, be it about their appearances, be it about how dare this man call me sexy, how dare this, uh, inside you do not believe it. Nobody has ever got offended with a positive comment. Okay, you only get offended with something you associate a negative associate a negative association with. You have, um, how should I rephrase this, you have some kind of belief system, some kind of programming that has led you to believe that is a negative thing. There's a negative association with what somebody is thinking, saying. Okay, first of all, if I was to tell you there are no failures, you will not believe it. But how can you have the same standard for everybody to achieve in every aspect of your life? If God wanted us to all be identical in looks, in height, in weight, our scores in mathematics as well as English literature, in dance as well as electronic engineering, He would have made all of us look and think and behave identical. He would have already created us clones of each other, photocopies of each other. The point, the fact that each one of us are as unique as snowflake. We all have small things that set us aside. Even if you actually are a set of twins, you still have something that's slightly different. Is because that is what sets your soul apart. That's your beauty. Now we allow everyone else to draw a judgment, to comment on us, be it success, failure, whatever, including ourselves. We start thinking if I make more effort, it will work out and get me the desired outcome as I have seen it, as my father has seen it, as what whoever has seen it. As the society dictates, the dogmas from religion, everything, we allow all those beliefs to confuse us. And it is confusion, that is illusion. None of it is real. None of it can be said is the whole and sole truth. With every generation, with every passing year, a new thought is popped up in the world. New inventions come up. But the only thing people are resistant about changing are religious beliefs and dogmas, because they are afraid of offending God. But God does not get offended. Okay, there's a difference between what 3D people call ego, which is ahankar and pride, and what we as spiritual or light workers or those on the ascension path, whatever the tags, what we refer to as ego. Okay, there are several. If you watch my previous, please, I request you all. There are three videos which I have done specifically on ego. Please do watch them, because I've really bifurcated and tried to explain what I mean by ego, and what you have to understand and take away from the ego is all external identifications. So if you think adultery is wrong, okay, who taught you that? Who said so? Why are then French okay with having a mistress and a wife and no one judges them? How can it be okay in one part of the world and in another it is so wrong? Why was it okay a few hundred years ago for people to have multiple husbands and multiple wives, but now suddenly you're supposed to be monogamous? Why is it that God has designed our body to be sexually active from the age of 15 and 16, but premarital sex is frowned upon? I'm not going to give the answers. These are questions you need to ask yourself. Why is there discrepancy in what God has created and what society tells us is right? Okay, so ego, when I'm going to come back to what I was talking about, when you are going through triggers with your twin flame, when you are feeling challenged, when your twin flame journey is not going as fast as you want, or your twin flame is not behaving in the ideal way you would have liked, I would have liked, okay, we get upset and we say, okay, this is not working for me. And you have to realize the emphasis is on the word me. The emphasis is on it's not my desired outcome. I want us to be married. I want us to have our babies. I want him to be in touch with me. I want to receive romantic messages and texts from him. I want to spend some romantic time with him or whatever. Okay. Now, when you're doing that, you are trying to show that you are in control. When you think that you are in control of a situation, of an outcome, you're not realizing that you're not. It's your ego that is telling you you can make a change, you can force a change to happen, a certain outcome to happen. And especially in the twin flame journey, which is a spiritual relationship, it is a spiritual connection which will come into, for most, into a physical, three-dimensional or physical plane relationship, not necessarily in the current accepted formats. There'll be new templates which the twin flames from different countries, different nations, different stratas will be creating new templates of what is acceptable and breaking the old paradigms of the accepted relationship situations like marriage. Only marriage is acceptable. It is going to be changed and challenged by the twin flames. Okay, that's where everyone is becoming fearful. Fear is again ego. You're trying to protect yourself against society, against how you will be judged. Now, to answer a question, what Vibha has just asked, thank you for that question as well. uh, how can you deal with people? You can't. You cannot change anyone. The only person you can deal with and you can change is yourself. Why are you sensitive to what they say? Why are you upset by what they are saying to you, and why are you allowing them to without getting emotional? How do you check when you say, I've gotten over something, or I've drawn my boundary, or whatever, that I have finished my inner work? If you are still feeling emotion, be it anger, be it pain, be it anything, when you say, I have moved away from my twin flame, but you're still carrying grief, you're still carrying emotional, whenever something happens and you're like, one way or another, you are reactive, you haven't moved on. You don't need to do cord cutting to move on, okay? You will not be moved. You will not have emotions. That's when your inner work is done. Your inner healing, Vibha, is very important. No matter, be it your own parents, your sibling, anyone, no matter, because that's why I keep saying parents, is because we have been told their opinion should matter to you. No. Only one opinion should matter to you, yours. And again, not in an egoistical way. You have to be more ruthless and honest about yourself with yourself than with anybody else out there. Know where you're selfish, know where you're needy, know where you want approval. Wanting approval is also being needy, by the way. Wanting acceptance is also a form of neediness. But I want companionship, neediness. Okay? There's a difference between want, need, and desires. Desires are wishful. Want is something that you have conjectured in your mind that you need something from another person. Okay, need is what universe grants you, sometimes without you even asking for the solution. You might not like what the universe gives you, but if you start trusting that our God, our universe is not stupid, it's in fact way more smarter than me and everyone around me, who are end of the day human beings with human errors, human prejudices, human flaws, human limitations, you will start understanding and you will start trusting more. How to trust more? To realize that before me the universe has been functioning just fine enough. After me everything is going to function just fine enough. I have made it thus far. I have grown, I have learned, so why should I question What is coming next, I will not make it through that. That is the first step to surrender as well, to know that we are not in the hands of a stupid universe. I'm deliberately not saying the sentence. I generally say one on one because I don't want to offend anybody. We are the creations, very small creations from a very intelligent God. Okay. Imagine, if you would, we are one cell, and if He was as big as the rest of us, okay, He's the Almighty. He knows it all. He is handling it all. All you have to do is trust. Now, when you are trusting God and only God, no one else can tell you what you are, what you should be, how you should be. There's no way you will say, but I need my twin flame to come back to me within this month, otherwise I will do this. Whatever is needed for you, for your spiritual growth, for the expansion of your soul, will take place regardless. You can go down kicking, screaming like a toddler, or you can be happily screaming and shouting like in a roller coaster out of excitement and enjoyment, or you could be like one of the tourists who's soaking up everything and looking around and has studied in preparation for that journey and knows exactly what to look out for. You can be prepared and actually make the most of this journey. So, to answer your question, Ravisha, how should I surrender? Every time something comes up and you're like, but this is not happening, that is not happening, you're not in surrender. So, every time you have to repeat after 5 to 10 deep breathings, I now choose to surrender my path, my journey, and the outcome to my divine creator, to the Holy Spirit, to my Paramatma, whatever title resonates with you. And you have to keep doing this. I will, in the description box, I will put in couple of, one is a song. One is a song and one is a kind of chanting, which I find is very calming at times. And I don't associate any religion with any mantras, chants, hymns, anything. Whatever feels comforting to me, I use it. I don't think, oh, it's a hymn, so I should not listen, or this is an arti, or this is an ayat, and I should not, whatever seems to resonate with my heart, I listen to it all. So use your discretion, see how it resonates with you all. For surrendering, what you have to keep reminding yourself is God is in charge. All I have to do is do my best, keep trying to work on myself, not bother about them, their journey, be it anyone, be it your siblings, be it your own children, be it your parents, be it your colleagues, be it your twin flame, anybody. Whether they are changing the attitude or not your business. Mind your own business. You cannot say this to them, but you can remind this to yourself. If something is making you unhappy, say no to it. You don't have to hurt someone's feeling. You don't have to say, oh, you know what, you're really, really mean and you're really rude and that's why I don't want to talk to you. You can say, I'm not comfortable, and please, I request you that you don't speak to me in such and such manner. When you start asserting your boundaries, people are not going to like it. People love us as doormats. People love us as wishy-washy, trying to please them. Why? Because it serves their agenda. They can make us do what they want. You never do this, you never do that, blah, blah, blah. There's a certain tone that makes you feel really small. But they want you to give your best by making you feel small. Isn't that contradictory? If you want someone to give you the best, you will build them up. Not falsely, not by lying or being diplomatic and a people pleaser, but you will tell them, you have this strength. I really love it when I spend time with you because I feel so positive. And you yourself will want to spend time with them. But if you keep nagging someone, why would they want to spend time with you? Correct? I hope that makes sense. So, coming to surrender, I'll share those links in the description box. Some of them didn't know last time how to use it. There's a tiny little reversed arrow right under the title of whatever video is there. If you click on that tiny upside down arrow, the description box opens up. Okay. uh, the next thing is about affirmations. Ravisha and others have also wanted to know about what exactly does affirmations do. Now, be it an arti, be it a hymn, be it certain prayers that we learn by heart, whatever religion you might be following, be it chants, mantras, what happens is when you focus your mind on a certain vibration, okay, the minute I say beautiful, oh, she's such a beautiful girl, a rough idea already formed in your head. Okay, when I say, oh, she's so calm, a certain impression already got created in your head. When I say, oh my god, she's such a, okay, I don't want to swear. um Someone is so and so, oh, my teacher was, such a, she was the strictest teacher, already a face kind of appeared in your mind. Our mind stores a lot of information without us realizing, and in half or split of a second it has already made up its mind. You think you're going to make up your mind, but even when we meet a person for the first time, it takes us barely half a second before our mind has already made up its mind whether it's going to get along with this person or not. And then the rest of it is actually just everything else being lined up to prove its point to you. Okay, so when we do affirmations, we kind of reprogram our mind, and of course every word has a certain vibration, so we start operating from it. There are some a method called outside in that actors use. For example, even if you're sad and you start smiling, and hold the smile for a certain few seconds and keep looking at your reflection in the mirror, you will see that within a few minutes, a couple of minutes, you're starting to feel better, because your mind gets tricked into thinking you're happy. And I'm not joking, I have been a student of psychology, and I've really because one of my aims in college was to become a psychologist, and I started studying psychology from class 8. And then in school and college and junior college, everything, I have been studying psychology, and I have been working as a psychologist, as a therapist, all of that. And even today I keep up with all the current researches. Yes, it really does work. Okay, so even there are many simple tools that you can trick your mind into start behaving in the way you want to. So if you want to really know more, you really should research a little bit on the law of attraction. Law of attraction is just one of the laws, so it's not the one and only thing. Okay. Oh wow, all the very best. Oh, your psychology. Wow. So you're majoring in psychology. That's great. It's going to really help, because, and I'll warn you, another thing is when you're going to be studying, you're going to think you have all the mental diseases in the world. So don't do that to yourself. When you start studying psychology, you think, but I have that. I also do this. I also talk to myself. There are moments, maybe I'm depressed. Maybe I am also, schizophrenic. Maybe I'm in manic. Maybe I'm a manic depressive, or of course, certain tags have been changed now, because everybody wants. I don't know what is this with political correctness. You just can't say things as they are now. Everything has to be renamed and renamed and renamed, and oh my god. There's too much diplomacy going on around, not enough honesty and straightforwardness, if you ask me. Why can't just we all be upfront and straightforward and speak the truth to each other? You like something, say it. You don't like something, just say it, and stop circling around and confusing everyone. What are you trying to say? But that's my personal opinion. I just feel everyone should just drop all tiptoeing and diplomacy and just stick to talking in facts. Okay, so affirmations, but they have to be done if possible, the best way is to write it, and they have to be done for a certain period of time for them to take effect. There's a well-known another psychological tool, which is you can, in your own voice, make an audio recording. Earlier they were used to be cassette tapes, you know. The new generation will not probably not know it, but you have audio apps on your smartphones. If you could just record certain affirmations and put it on a loop, like record it for half an hour, 1 hour in your own voice, and listen to it as you're sleeping, it goes in much faster into your subconscious, and it is kind of a reprogramming. It is one of the ways of mind control, which is exercised even by military, by the way, across the globe. Hypnotherapy, of course, works greatly. I'm a hypnotherapist myself, and along with past life regression, hypnotherapy works wonders in reprogramming yourself and how to get out of a certain funk, or a horrible pattern you seem to have been stuck in your life forever and ever. So affirmations, to be put in a very non-spiritual, non-esoteric way, is a string of words which carry a certain vibration, a certain command that you're giving to your brain and reprogramming it. That's how I would define it. Self-regression, Vibha, is a little difficult for most people because they're not able to differentiate between, for example, if you're trying to do an inner child work, to be the observer as well as the adult talking to the inner child, and to be clinical enough to figure out what is the underlying issue. Okay. Some people definitely have been successful at it, but it's always best to go to someone you can trust. And you don't need to go very often. So even if you go for one session, and then for next 3-4 months you work on yourself, and then go for another session, or as your therapist suggests. But I pretty much feel that take one thorough session, and then take a few months off, work on yourself, see the progress, see where you have gone back to your old patterns, and then take another appointment. So even if somebody is in another city or something like that, you can still make an appointment and make sure that you can get it done. All right, so that is surrender, and a little bit on affirmations. I was saying that please try and read up, if you can, laws of attraction, which is just one of the laws, but in that you will also understand in depth how does affirmation work. It just reminds me, if you give me a second, many years ago I was attempting to write a book, and not realizing that there was a huge long journey ahead of me, and I would understand things much more. But from the 3D perspective, what I have written about the affirmations, I want to kind of read out to you. Sorry about that. So this is a book I was writing. I think I wrote this in 2009. Of course, it's not published, because thank God, it's now where I'm at in my understanding, I'm like, it is, yes, that thick. Okay, so this works as my index now when I'm taking my workshops and stuff. Okay, laws of attraction, grammar. Here we are. I think I should just read out from here quite a few things. Five-step method for manifestation that I've written is: first is hope, second is intention, third is affirmations, fourth is visualization, fifth is trust, surrender, letting go. Okay. Here is a beautiful poem which I have kind of written, copy pasted here. Watch your thoughts, they become words. Watch your words, they become action. Watch your actions for they become habits. Watch your habits for they become character. Watch your character for it becomes your destiny. Okay, so that's what I had kind of tried to write this book, and um, so how to set an intention, intentions. Okay, resisting is the same as attracting. Intent must always be based on a positive emotion or thought and not a negative one. I will just elaborate on the reason for the same. A thing to make note of here is a negative emotion, and hence a negative intent always yields the same back to us. A relationship based on fear of loneliness will give us loneliness despite being in a relationship. To understand this is my simple example of the physics experiment we used to study in school, where in two beakers were electrons, in one positively charged ones and the other negatively charged one. When a particle was broken down with electricity, the negative particle moved to the beaker with negative charge, and the positive ones moved to the beaker with the positive charge. The universe also works on the same principle. Like attracts like, to take this literally. It's funny for me to read it. Okay, affirmations. Here is a quote I'll start with Phil Moore. Daily affirmations are a way to utilize the benefits of autosuggestion in a way that will benefit your life. Autosuggestion is simply the process of telling yourself something over and over again until it becomes ingrained in you or drilled into your subconscious and you actually believe what you're saying. By Phil Moore. What I have written about this is affirmations are statements that promote positive attitudes or thoughts about oneself. Like I said, I wrote this when I was overcoming or growing out of the 3D. So this is got very basic understanding, right? So it is about oneself. Okay, no, at that time probably, okay, affirmations are positive statements used to send positive intentions to the universe. The problems may be financial, emotional ailments. You can find much relief and grounding using affirmation, such as if you're afraid of expressing emotions for fear of them being misunderstood, and this fear of yours is seriously interfering with your relationship, the affirmation that may help you is, it is safe for me to express my emotions in a way that is taken well by people concerned. Now I will never write such a long affirmation, but you are beginning to get the idea. You have to just start, doing. So visualization, that we'll talk about in some other stream, because there's still some more things I wanted to talk about. Yes, one is mind chatter. A lot of people have asked me, but how do I stop thinking this? If my mind is going on and on and on, he's not texting, he's not texting, he's not texting. Or when I try to meditate, Nikita, there's so many thoughts, or end of the day when I'm trying to sleep, this is what happens. Okay, your mind is doing its job. The job of your mind is to think, to analyze. So instead of trying to make it stop chattering, one of the best things I found was, if I find those points are going on and on and on, my mind is trying to draw my attention to it. So I generally write them down. Sometimes they are a chore or a list of chores that I need to really do, pay certain bills, check on certain things, or send reminders to certain people to pay, or whatever it might be. And I find once I write it down, my mind stops nagging me about it. The second thing is, when you're sitting for meditation, if you're going to try and empty your mind, okay, I'll give an example right now. This is commonly used by all spiritual teachers. It is, don't think of a gray elephant. What did you just think about? A gray elephant, right? So when you tell your mind don't think or don't or stop, ah, it will keep thinking. So what do you have to do, especially while you're trying to meditate or calm yourself down or do visualization and stuff, is start focusing your mind, draw its attention from what it's going around and round, or what are the various thoughts coming into your head. Take it to your breathing. First to your breathing. About 10 counts, 15 counts, take it to your breathing. Notice your inhaling and your exhaling. Then take your attention to either the tip of your toes or to the tip of your hands, the sensation. Okay, you will begin to find that your mind has kind of stopped going for a spin and a constant chatter. It has slowed down at least. The third thing that helps, of course, not when you're trying to sleep, but during your meditation, I'm talking about, is listening to music, not songs. Songs, by songs, I mean anything that has lyrics. Music from war scenes in Hollywood movies. When I'm trying to do emotional purging, I find them very useful to listen to those music. Okay. That reminds me, please, if you want, you can check out my playlist. I have made a playlist called Twins, and there are some songs over there which might resonate with certain parts of your journey. And I'll keep posting some that I feel are kind of, I feel will resonate with a lot of twin flames out there, or soulmates, very sweet songs of different phases. So when you listen to instrumental music, be it the singing bowl, it can be uh, chants, it can be just any music, even Beethoven, Mozart, or whatever, it will help you get out of your mind chatter. Looking at a candle for a few seconds or a few minutes before you actually close your eyes, the flame part of it, which is why earlier we used to focus on om, or focus on at a certain distant point. It kind of helps your mind chatter to slowly float away. It does come with a lot of practice not to get engaged with every thought that is surfacing. What does it mean, not to get engaged with your thoughts? It means that you don't have to start following it and start going carried away with it. It has surfaced, you say okay, and you let it pass like a cloud. Okay. um, Now I would like to just quickly, because I'm already nearly at 1 hour. Hey, how are you doing? I didn't quite get your name. Tichki, I'm sorry if I've mispronounced it. Um, so we are going to talk very briefly about today's full moon. I really, today, not today, tomorrow's full moon, is that please do make 2 lists this time. One for your releasing, anything that is a emotional baggage, anything that is your old pattern, old beliefs, something that you have not forgiven. Mercy? Is that right? You're French. That's beautiful. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say you're welcome in French, but bonjour. Yes. How wonderful. So, as I was saying, this full moon is very significant, especially for all soulmates and twin flames, all divine partnerships. So you're going to make 2 lists this time. One is to release any past patterns, things you have not forgiven yourself, your twin flame, be it for if you're perceiving you're being rejected, abandoned, if you perceive you were betrayed. I'm not up with any of that. I'm saying you need to let it go, right? So you will make those lists of, if you don't even know what I need to release, you can broadly write, I let go of my inner obstacles or my inner mm, resistances towards that is preventing me from opening up to true love, for example, if you're not sure what is my blockage, I don't really know, I'm not seeing it, so what? Write a general statement that states your intention that I'm open to releasing it. When you set an intention to release something, let me warn you, it will come up as a challenge over the next few weeks after that. You will be tested, you'll be pushed till you let go and break that pattern. I hope you do know that. People say, I set the intention to release and it's happening again and more. Yes, indeed. That's how you will let it go. So if you say, I want to overcome my 3D ego or my mental ego, okay, you will find everyone around you challenging that part of your ego. The second list you will make this time is to open yourself to giving and receiving safely true love. Along with that, you will also state, I set the intention for a harmonious union of all divine partners under grace or as per divine timing and divine plan. Okay? When you are manifesting something for yourself, when you pray for that for the larger collective or for others who wish for something similar, it's those many prayers which, or it becomes that much more powerful. I didn't quite get that 21st new. I'm sorry, could you just reword that, please? Um, so tomorrow, if whatever full moon rituals that you do, be it candle lighting, be it charging your crystals in the moonlight, be it doing a certain any other ritual, that whatever you do, just make sure tomorrow you definitely do it. I meant the second list, you mean what we want to create. Yes, because this is the full moon where we are, which is kind of opening the portal, the gateway, or whatever you want to call it, for twin flames and the love energy, the reunion energy, the reconciliation energy. It is time for us to now get over the separation, the no talkie, the no, ignoring those patterns that we have all been playing out and playing out and playing out. So the more of us that now start anchoring by setting intentions and behaving in a certain loving, compassionate, open manner and surrendering, the more it is likely going to happen for most of us, because now we are end of May, and a lot of you must be aware that May, June, a lot of reconciliations were supposed to start. Yes, a lot of us have been feeling it, and it has led to a lot of dejection and disappointment, because see, time is not as per calendar. So people were thinking, oh, May is here, so it should have happened by now. No, that's not. For all they are now considering it. They are now wondering, should I, shouldn't I, should I text, should I go personally, should I pick up the phone and talk, right? So how it actually shapes up and what is going to happen, sometimes it's already been grounded, in the sense this your twin is already thinking about it, is feeling it also, but maybe doesn't have the courage to actually take action. So we are feeling it more and more and more. Like I don't know if any of you also feel the double heart palpitation when your twin is kind of connecting with you or something, but that's something I feel, used to feel. Last 2 weeks I've not been feeling it, and I was kind of wondering what's going on. But yes, so please tomorrow definitely release any resist blockages, any obstacles, any past patterns, beliefs, dogmas, curses, vows, whatever that is holding you, preventing you from experiencing true love. And let go of tags. Whoever, twin flame, soulmate, you feel the heart palpitation. High five. I thought I was the only one going through certain things. So I'm feeling so happy now. I'm able to share. I'm getting over my hesitancy of what if I'm the only one going through this. Thank you all for being part of my journey, and being so supportive and being so kind and patient. Okay, because I never have just one topic, and I don't do interesting things like I do. as my work, I do tarot readings and oracle readings and psychic and channeling. But on this channel, I don't do that because I think there are more than enough channelers and tarot readers and stuff like that, and they're all wonderful. Some of them are really, really wonderful. But I feel then we get obsessed and we keep trying to watch and predict, and we get too caught up into what's coming next instead of the be in the now, experience the now fully, sit with your emotion and understand what it's trying to say to you. Instead of that, we keep searching outside for answers and solutions and prediction and the safety of knowing what is going to come, which is again giving into your mind. So otherwise, I had intended to share a couple of names on my channel because I thought that beautiful. That is so true. You do feel tipsy, or you do feel a little drowsy-ish if they are doping or something like that, because there was a time I was feeling so weird sensations which I had never experienced, and then I came to know that he had been smoking weed, and I was like, that's what I was feeling, and that's, oh my god, it was strange. I get strange back rashes either when he's suppressing his anger, feeling very angry, not doing something about it, uh, or something like that. I get these weird. Oh, that's so cute. Have you noticed, by the way, that suddenly the sweet cravings are back? Not too much, but like wanting a couple of pieces of chocolate is back suddenly, because for months I have not been wanting chocolate or something, and or I don't have a sweet tooth, but yes, the upset stomach and purging has been going on. I did in my mention in my audio with my other group, that lot of purging vis-a-vis your solar plexus. Your lower chakras are getting cleared. A lot of you will be feeling sensations in your sacral chakra, genitals. Mm, I'm wondering if anyone is feeling things in their teeth and mouth. You know, like a weird thing that has been happening to me over the last few years is I had fillings, okay, since my childhood, and but last few years, anything the dentist tries to put in, within a few days, my mouth just chucks it out. I have no other way of saying that. So you know what I'm saying? The material they put inside, it just, my teeth just rejects it. It just comes crumbling out after a few days. It's bizarre, you know. Okay, so I'm going to leave you all with a lot of love and light. I request you all to please give it a thumbs up. Um, as Ravisha pointed out to me, that I need a lot many more members before I can get the community setting and I can start posting on a regular basis. So we'll have to make do with our videos, and I'm grateful for this opportunity. But please leave your questions, your comments. Please do share, please do subscribe, and to catch me live, because most of the time I just go live, please do hit on the bell icon, because that way you'll come to know whenever next I am on live. I have a question. Is it okay if I come online kind of when it's very late at night in India, for example, because I'm awake at all weird hours, and if you guys are okay with that, I would probably start doing my live streaming much more regularly, because at that time I can, and I'm getting a lot more messages at that time, so probably it will be immediate. So I'm going to leave you all with a lot of love and light. I look forward to your comments and to your questions, which helps me, of course, get my next one in place, what I going to address or not, or whatever. This is Nikita Bhargav.